What's up guys, let's talk about how to pass the KPMG video interview. Hey, it's Mike from Job Ready English here with another Pass the Interview video. If you want more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit like on this video and drop us a comment down below to let us know what video you'd like us to do next, how you found the video or how your KPMG video interview went. Today we're going to be talking about KPMG's video interview, and for all of the Pass the Interview videos for 2022 you can follow us along by buying the Pass the Interview pack, which is down in the description below, which contains a 60-minute course to prepare for your interview, competency questions, scripts and templates, motivation questions, scripts and templates, and also a 30-minute video interview masterclass, as well as this research notes, which includes the 5 fast facts, interview process, and the most common questions that we've researched from publicly available sources. So let's get into it with KPMG, starting off with 5 fast facts about the company which you can use when talking about why you want to work for KPMG. KPMG was founded in 1987. Its history actually dates back a lot longer than that, but in its current form, in terms of a merger between lots of different companies, as that's how all of the big four have been formed, where lots of smaller companies have merged together to then produce KPMG as you see it now in 1987. KPMG operates in an enormous 145 countries all around the world. KPMG has one overarching goal: to make a difference today while making the world a better place for future generations. KPMG spans into 5 areas of work, which are audit, consulting, deals advisory, tax and law, and technology and engineering. And finally, KPMG was ranked number 10 in the Times Top 100 Graduate Employers in 2021. So you can use any or all of those 5 fast facts when answering the question, why do you want to work for KPMG? Next up, let's talk about the interview process and what you can expect going through the KPMG video interview. So candidates tend to report that the whole application process, from applying for a job all the way through to getting a job, took about 3 months. First stage was an online video interview which had around 4 questions to answer. The whole thing was about 30 minutes long because it is a simulation style video interview where you also have numerical questions as well, and after that you'll have an assessment center where you'll have a group task and a business interview with a partner. Business interview tended to focus around the service line which you had applied to. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cover the 7 most common interview questions that we saw asked by KPMG candidates when they went through the interview process, and also 4 other questions which really took our fancy and we thought that we would dig into, and how to think about answering these questions. So we're estimating here that you're going to have about 2 minutes to answer these questions and 1 minute to think. So when you're thinking about writing your interview scripts, you really want to be looking at a script that is about 200 words long, no longer. Just a tip: most people speak at about 100 to 125 words per minute. If you talk faster than that, you'll tend to get a little bit gaspy, or you'll find that you easily trip over your sentences and what you want to say. So let's look at those 7 most common questions that we could expect to see in one of the 4 questions that you're going to get asked in the KPMG video interview. Question number 1, why KPMG? So you want to pick out 4 or 5 fast facts. These could be from their finances, it could be their profit, corporate social responsibility, their projects. It could be something which is particularly related to the service line that you're applying to. The one great thing that we love about professional services company, if they've got absolutely stacks and stacks of unique information, which could be from white papers, news, consulting, case studies that they're putting out. There's loads of stuff that you can take out there. One thing that you want to be very mindful of when you're putting together these facts is make sure there's something which really resonates with you. Otherwise you're going to find it's kind of like just reeling off a laundry list of facts, and you might sound a little bit boring as you're giving them. So try and pick out something which really means something to you. Question number 2, why this role? So this question is really split into 2 parts. Number 1, what are you going to do? What are you going to do as an auditor, as a consultant, as a tax accountant? You really want to be thinking about these different things in the first minute of your answer. So what's going to be your 9 to 5? Are you going to be in the office, out the office? What type of software would you use? What sort of projects would you work on? What could you expect the career path of that to be over the next 3 to 5 years? And finally, in the second half of your answer, what you really want to be thinking about is, what are the skills that I have that would make me really good for this role? Is it because I'm highly numerate? I've got good attention to detail. I've got really good interpersonal skills. I'm great at resolving conflict. What are the different things that we need to look at when trying to answer this question and trying to really think about what makes me a good fit for this role? Do I need to be good at Excel? Do I need to know a particular type of programming language? So that's a two-part. Question number 3, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Now, we always give the same answer to this question, which is ultimately, I'm going to be right here working at this company. You'd be amazed by the amount of times I ask people who we train this question. They say, oh, I'm going to be in my own business. I'm going to have moved back home. I'm going to be working at a different company. Think about it from the company's point of view. They're going to want to hire somebody who thinks about staying at that company long term. Though that's unlikely, and you may have other things that you want to do, the chances are that you're going to be at that company, qualified, and a manager running your own projects or teams. That's exactly the type of answer that they want to hear, and becoming a subject matter expert. Question number 4, what is your greatest strength? So this is where you want to go back to the job description. You really want to think, well, what are the key skills that are really needed to be successful at this role? And I would suggest that your greatest strength should be one of those skills. So it could be, my greatest strength is that I'm numerate. And then you would choose an example either from your work life, your academic life, or extracurricular or volunteering activities that really demonstrates your numeracy, your attention to detail, your interpersonal skills. Why? Because if I said to you, I'm a fantastic astronaut, your next question to me would be, great, where have you been? What have you done? How many times have you been to space? We crave proof. Proof without that is really just opinion without the experience. So when thinking about the greatest strength, just pick one and make sure you provide an example which gives us some proof of what it is that you can do. Question number 6, what is a weakness that you would like to improve? Now, your weaknesses don't have to be huge, they don't have to be potentially damaging for your ability to do that job. So it's not going to be something like, well, I drink too much, or I find myself often being abusive, or sometimes I like to throw chairs at people. That's not a weakness, that's a mental illness. So what we're really looking for here is, it might be, well, sometimes I struggle to be organized. Sometimes I can struggle working to tight deadlines. But I have learned from this. There was an experience where I had to work to a tight deadline and I didn't make it. And these are the improvements, these are the things that I put into place which made me able to improve on this weakness. This is so crucial. So the weakness itself isn't that important, it's the lesson that's learned and it's the improvement that's made to help you to be better, to get better at what it is that you want to do. Finally, question number 7, when have you worked well in a team? So teamwork is so important working as part of a professional services company. These are big companies. In the UK alone, they'll employ anywhere between 10 to 20,000 people at the Big Four. And you're constantly going to be moving between projects and teams. You might have 3 days here, 2 weeks there. So what you really want to think about is, well, when have I worked well as part of a team? Maybe it was when you were a barista at Starbucks. Maybe it was working as part of the cooking team at McDonald's. It could be in an internship that you had before. What is good teamwork about? Ultimately, it's about communication, helping each other, reaching goals, setting ourselves targets, resolving conflict, but making sure, if you can, to pick that example from your work experience, or if not, something that's outside of your studies. And if you don't have any of that experience, that's okay. Take something from your academic life. Ultimately, when we're trying to pick an experience, we want to pick something that is similar to the thing that we are trying to do. I'm not going to give an example when I play tennis if I'm going to go and play football. So here are 4 other questions that we picked out that we really liked. What do you expect to do in this role? Simple. Make sure you dig into the job description. Do some research through something like prospects.ac.uk so you can really understand the role. If you still can't find anything, go and look for a same job description but at a different company which provides more information. What motivates you? This is more of a strength-based question, so you're motivated by growth. by success, by money, by improvement, by being a part of a team, being part of a bigger organisation than yourself. Strength questions can be a little bit short, so it'd be good to provide an example. You're saying, well, I'm really motivated by money. Last summer I was a salesperson at so on and so forth, just to clearly demonstrate why that motivates you and what that motivation has helped you to do. Tell me about yourself. The age-old tell me about yourself, personal introduction questions. So this is, what are you doing now? What did you do in the past? What do you want to do in the future? Work experience, extracurricular activities and skills. And then finally, what are your hobbies and interests? If you don't know how to do this, check out our Tell Me About Yourself worksheet, which you can find if you pop it into the YouTube up, Tell Me About Yourself Job Ready English, and you can download that free worksheet. It'll be super helpful if you've never done that before. But finally, how do you deal with stress? This is a great question, because sometimes, particularly during busy season, professional services companies can be a stressful place to work at. You can have long hours, long days. Maybe you're studying as well, so you're sort of working what seems like all the hours of the day. How do you handle stress? How do you take time for yourself? How do you compartmentalize? How do you simplify? Do you eat right? Do you sleep right? Do you make sure that you have time set aside for yourself? Do you go to a spa at the weekend? There are lots of different ways of handling stress, as long as the way that you handle it is not to throw all of your papers and your laptop off your desk. Guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this video as much as we've enjoyed making it for you. Don't forget, if you want this research note and some courses, scripts and templates that are really going to help you, check out the KPMG Pass the Interview plaque in the description below, and I wish you the best of luck for your upcoming interview. Bye.